India is at a breaking point. COVID cases there are soaring. The country's medical system is nearing collapse. Now anti-government anger is growing and officials are preparing for things to get worse. ABC's Maggie Rulli is in New Delhi with the latest.
This morning, India in crisis. The country's healthcare system pushed to its breaking point.
We are beyond capacity in our ICU.
This doctor telling me they don't have the nurses, doctors, or supplies to treat all of those sick with COVID.
We have seen deaths when patients have arrived at the emergency and died at the gate of the emergency. These are lives which could have been saved.
In just the past 24 hours, more than 400,000 new COVID cases and more than 4,000 deaths. And experts believe those numbers are drastically underreported, with one estimate predicting that 1 million Indians could die from COVID-19 by August. International aid is pouring in, as many tell us they feel the country's healthcare system has failed them, and now they have to step in to help themselves. Outside this hospital, we meet people making desperate calls to find help for their loved ones. This couple is told there's no room for their aunt.
What are you going to do now?
Go to search more.
This man tells us he's tried more than 20 hospitals and clinics, and so far, no one has an ICU bed for his uncle. He says while the government claims there's enough oxygen and medical care for everyone, the reality on the ground is desperate.
And Maggie Rulli joins me live now from outside a hospital in New Delhi with more. Maggie, what's it like there right now?
Hey, Diane. Yeah, outside hospitals like this one, outside clinics, it's still desperate, Diane. So many people tell us they just feel helpless. You know, we've been outside multiple hospitals, and we see people that are being taken care of pretty much on the side of a street. Some of these makeshift hospitals are just intense, and people are trying their best, but they're working in 100-degree heat. Volunteers are working through the night, 24-hour shifts. I mean, this is a huge endeavor by the people here to really save the lives of people in their community, but it is hard work and is just desperate right now. But, you know, Diane, I do want to say the other interesting thing is that on the other side in New Delhi, where the city is just kind of operating, it's almost eerie because, as you know, New Delhi is known as a place that's full of life. It's normally vibrant and just packed with people, and instead there's this eerie stillness. You know it's not supposed to be there, but there's this quiet because people say they're afraid. They're scared to leave their homes, and when you see the scenes outside of some of these hospitals, you can see why.
And Maggie, how are vaccination efforts there going?
Well, Dan, it's hard to ignore the fact that India is a world leader, the world's largest producer of vaccines. Yet here in the country, there is a massive shortage. This is a huge problem right now. One hospital we visited today said they are currently all out of vaccines. They ran out last week, and when they called the vendor actually told them to call back in a month. That's the earliest they were going to get more vaccines. Yet, as we know, even Dr. Fauci told ABC News recently, vaccines are the way people are going to survive this crisis in India, the way we are going to turn this around. So this is what we need. But right now, there is a severe shortage and no real answer about what we're going to get them back in this country.
So Maggie, Prime Minister Narendra Modi there is facing some serious criticism for his handling of the pandemic. How's he responding to that?
Now, Dan, this is really interesting. The politics on the ground here are getting quite fierce. You know, a few months ago, after the first wave here in India, the government declared it a success. They say they had beaten coronavirus. They had really locked down hard, and there was almost times of celebration. There were huge religious festivals. There were huge cricket matches. Modi even had huge political rallies. Well, now we know where that led, to this deadly second wave, and there's been a lot of fierce criticism. Many people blaming the government, saying the healthcare system is broken down. We've talked to many people that have called out the prime minister by name, saying, where is he? What has he done? So far, there is still no national lockdown. So many people now are saying, well, this is outrageous. They're calling for a national lockdown, including a huge medical association here in the country. So we're going to see what happens. New Delhi, Diane, is in a lockdown, but it's state to state. And right now they're saying more just has to be done.
What can people do to help?
Yeah, I know. I've heard from so many people in America that are watching the videos, many Indian Americans saying their families are over here. They want to know how to help. There are aid organizations, and I know ABC News has a list of some of them as well. We've met some of them on the ground here, NGOs that are volunteering their time and medical resources. The U.S. sent a big shipment of oxygen and other medical supplies. They've promised vaccines as well. But you know, Diane, what we've heard from everyone, whether it's people on the ground, doctors here in India, say one thing people can do to help is get their vaccines. This is a global problem. It is a global pandemic. What happens here in India, what happens in America, they affect each other, what happens around the world. And they say we need to stamp out this virus globally for any country to be safe. So that's another message. Get your vaccine wherever you are.
Good advice. Maggie Rulli in New Delhi, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.